I've been metal detecting since the late 70s. I was probably 9-10 years old or so. Used to go out with my father metal detecting all the time. I guess I stuck with it because I'm an incredibly curious person. You never know what you're going to find. I'm always curious as to what's in the ground, what somebody dropped. The story behind the item is usually more important to me. Thinking about somebody in 1890 losing a 50-cent coin out of their pocket, that's probably the equivalent of you or I losing a $20 bill today. My go-to machine, this is the MineLab E-Track. This is a very sophisticated machine that actually sees the objects in the ground in a three-dimensional mode and displays them on a graph. Probably the most valuable item that any metal detector is going to have is a pinpointer. The way that it works is the closer you get to the object, it starts to beep. As it gets closer, it beeps faster. So you can kind of zero in on exactly where that item is in the hole with that tone. It also vibrates so that you can detect silently with it. I try to find places to dig or to hunt based on historical relevance. Obviously, the older the history is at a specific location, the better the odds of finding antique coins such as silver coins or maybe even that ever elusive gold coin. So any place that has some age to it. And then the second most important factor is getting permission to hunt there, because obviously hunting without permission is equivalent of trespassing, and the right piece of property, you will be arrested for it. I like to hunt parks. Parks are usually good places to hunt because most of them have been there for a very, very long time. And most of them have free access with no restrictions, provided you patch the holes that you left and you don't tear the grass all up. You usually won't have any trouble with villages digging in parks. Okay, I got a nice signal here. So we're going to take the shovel. We do 3 quick pops into the ground. And we're going to turn over our soil. Trying to keep the plug together. Lay it back like that. Pinpointer indicates that it's over here. I've got it in my hand. And there it is. 1 US quarter. Modern one. 1984. The most important part is closing up your hole properly. Carefully flip the side back over. Make sure there's no loose dirt around the hole. And gently tamp the hole closed. That'll allow the grass to grow just like nothing had ever happened there. One of the most fun things about metal detecting is some of the items that you can find. There's a couple of rifle tags here. One of them is British and one of them is a militia tag. They date to the late 1700s. There are several different medals here and buttons off of GAR uniforms. The GAR stands for the Grand Army of the Republic, and the GAR members were soldiers who fought in the Civil War. Find a lot of keys. Then we start getting into the better stuff. Gold rings, antique rings, silver charms. These are all silver religious charms from varying different denominations. Antique coins. Find interesting things like Tootsie toys, antique cars. And then you find just random lots of junk. My dream find would definitely be a $10 gold coin. Or better yet, a whole jar full of them. My dream dig, believe it or not, I think it'd be fun to dig through the sands of Egypt around the pyramids. I would assume that the grave robbers dropped a lot of loot on the way out.